Hello and welcome to what is a very, very hot and sticky Sports Centre YouTube channel. Now, hope you guys are enjoying the weather. It's absolutely scorch you out there. Make sure you stay refreshed, stay hydrated. Try and stay indoors if you can, but ultimately, by doing all that as well, make sure you subscribe to the Sports Centre YouTube channel. Right, let's get into the video. Now, Harvey Elliott, Liverpool midfielder, England U21's midfielder, was instrumental in spearheading England to glory this summer in the Under-21s tournament. He played 6 games, he scored 5 goals, 1 in the group, I think it was, I'll just have a look now. 1 in the quarter-final, 2 in the semi-finals, and 1 in the final. Fair play. So, with that being said, should Liverpool not be looking to keep hold of Harvey Elliott this summer? Now, he's come out and said a few things, Harvey, at the end of the season. He says that ultimately he might start having to look at his options, see what's going to be best for his career, because he's been at Liverpool a fair few years now. And if we rewind, not to the previous summer just gone, but the summer before, Jurgen Klopp still in charge. Harvey Elliott had a big part to play in that Liverpool squad. A really big part to play. So much, in fact, that he had 34 appearances in the Premier League and 23 of those were off the bench. So he's done all right, to be fair, to get 34 appearances in the Premier League. That was under Jurgen Klopp, a big admirer of Harvey Elliott and someone who brought Harvey to Anfield. Right, so let's fast forward 12 months now to last August. Hope you're staying with me on this. Arne Slot comes into the club. He picks his first 11 away at Portman Road against Ipswich. Harvey's in the squad. He's on the bench. But that was a common theme throughout the whole season. Harvey Elliott did not play hardly any football, especially in the Premier League for Liverpool. More so his record last season, he had 18 appearances, and guess how many of those were starts? 2. 2 starts in the Premier League last season for Harvey Elliott. Now, people will argue about his talent, and I'm not basing this just off the summer that he's just had with England and U21s. I think he's a really good player. He's not world class. He's not elite level, but he's better than good. He's better than average. He's a very, very good player, as Harvey Elliott. He's technically gifted. He's decent with both feet. He's left-footed, which we all know that left is a few and far between in the game. He can play that midfield 8/10. He can also play as a bit of an attacking wide player like he has been doing for England. However, I don't think that's his best position, but I'm not a football manager. I don't pick where he plays. But the person who does is Arne Slot. And he obviously does not fancy Harvey. It's quite clear the fact that he's only given him 2 starts in the Premier League last season. He doesn't fancy him. And the chances that he did have, to be fair to Arne Slot, I remember one in particular, he played away at Plymouth where we got knocked out of the FA Cup. And Harvey was probably one of the, it's weird to say one of the senior players because I think he's only 22 years old. But ultimately, in that team that got put out on the South Coast that day, he was one of the senior players in terms of appearances and times at the club there. And he stunk the place out. And listen, pretty much every single Liverpool player on the pitch that day stunk the place out. But my point being is, when you get the chances as a fringe player, you've got to take them, whether you're part of a team that's kind of been thrown together last minute in between academy players and fringe first team players. You've got to take your chance, and Harvey just didn't do that. And obviously Liverpool, they're not messing about in the transfer market this season. They're signing Florian Wirtz. Obviously, they've got Frimpong Kerkez. There's rumours of other players coming in, but with Florian Wirtz coming in now, Wirtz plays that 8/10 role. Harvey Elliott plays the 8/10 role. So he's ultimately fallen down the pecking order that little bit more now. So he's not only got Dom Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister, Curtis Jones in front of him. He's also got Florian Wirtz, and that's 4 players. So in terms of those 8/10 roles, he's 5th choice for 2 places. He ain't going to get much football. But do I think Liverpool should sell him? I think so, yes. I think so for 2 reasons, really. One is a sentimental reason, because I think he's been a good servant for Liverpool. It's mad to say a good servant, because normally you talk about players that are like going towards the end of the career. This kid, his career is just getting going, and I'm very fearful that if he stays at Liverpool, and he is a Liverpool fan, so he doesn't want to leave the club, but it's only going to worsen his career. He's not going to get the game time, so therefore, I dare say he's going to struggle to get in matchday squads. That's squads. So he's going to struggle to even get on the bench in the season that's coming. That's why I think he's got to go. And the second reason as well is ultimately Liverpool are looking to do big business. They're the champions. They're trying to strengthen while they're on top, while they're at the peak of their powers. It's obvious that we need a number 9. We're going to probably get rid of Darwin Núñez. Harvey Elliott has got a decent price tag, a decent bit of revenue that Liverpool can recoup for him now. I dare say that before this summer, you would have been looking at, I don't know, 30, 35 million pounds for Harvey. Given what he's just done now for the under-21s, Liverpool must be rubbing their hands together and thinking, thank you very much, Harvey. You've just stuck the best part of another 5 million quid on your price tag. Liverpool can easily, I reckon, ask for 40 million quid, or even a little bit above now for Harvey. Because in the day, remember this as well, guys, he's English, he's young. They're a rare commodity. And we all know that with the Premier League, you've got to have so many homegrown players within your squad. And I've seen some of the clubs that are looking at Harvey. I've seen West Ham interested. Again, these are all rumours, all stuff that we're just reading on social media, on Instagram. But West Ham, which is better than West Ham. I've seen Fulham, which I know he came from Fulham, and I don't like the fact that of him going back, the idea of him going back to Fulham, because their fans boo him. Like, I think he was 15, 16 when he left them. Like, he's a fucking kid. Like, literally is a kid. He's still a kid now and he's not, but you know what I mean? He's 22 years old now. He was a teenager when he left you guys, and you're fucking booing him. Pathetic. So I'd hate to see him go back to Fulham. Although it'd be funny if he went back and absolutely ripped it up and like literally making all their fans eat their words. And another club that I've seen is Brighton, which I think would be a good move. You know, Adam Lallana is just retiring. James Milner's coming to the end of his career. They've got a great club structure at Brighton, and I think it would be a good move. They play decent football down there. But I dare say he's better than that. And I'm looking at it and thinking, like, where are your Tottenhams? Where are your Villas? I know he probably wouldn't get in the first team, but given that the amount of football that Newcastle potentially could play next season with the Champions League, you know, looking to cement the players actually in the top 4 of the Premier League, why are they not looking for players like Harvey Elliott? I mean, you know, if they want to do a bit of a deal with Isak, then, you know, give us a ring, I'm sure it'd be interesting. But you get what I'm saying. And I think he can do better than, and this is no disrespect to Brighton fans, but I think he can do better than Brighton. And I think maybe Villa, Tottenham, Newcastle, those clubs that are, I hate kind of doing this, but you'd say top 6 clubs. I think he can easily fight for places in them. And look, he might not play every single week at those clubs, but they're all in Europe. They're going to play a lot of games next season, and you need a squad. And players like Harvey Elliott are instrumental in squads. I mean, look what he did when he came on against PSG away for Liverpool. We got battered that game. He came on, gets one chance, sticks it in the onion bag. And look, as much as I hate to say, I think for himself and for the club, I think Harvey needs to move on this summer. He needs to find a place where he can, if not cement a place in the starting level, you know, push, again, Newcastle, Tottenham, Villa, push for competition in those European and Champions League chasing clubs. And if he does move on, Harvey, you've been a great servant for Liverpool. An absolute class act. You know, he never complained once. Even when he wasn't getting the game time, he always said, you know, he wants to fight for his players. He's got players to look up to like Mo Salah and stuff like that. He's been a true professional. And for a young man to have such a wise head on his shoulders, if Harvey doesn't move on, someone is getting a great talent. And I personally would wish him the best of luck. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As I said before, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right there. And I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.